Good morning.
Good morning. Well, I'll tell you, it's going to be exciting. The class on July 11th with Carl
Yes.
Sheely. That's going to be, I
Yeah,
learned so much when Carl was doing that.
yep, we're adding, yeah, we're going on site also, guys. So good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Boy, we got the chat open here. Yep, we got the chat. There we go. Good morning. Give it a couple minutes. How many guys are watching the World Cup? Put in the chat if you've been watching the World Cup. And besides rooting for the US, who else are you guys rooting for? Who else
Team
are you
that
guys?
plays well.
Yeah, the US plays actually tomorrow. Tomorrow. Good morning. See some more
I think
people.
some of the more exciting stuff will be where all the viewers were and which restaurants and bars were bombarded by everybody.
Yep. Good morning. Give it another minute or two, and then we'll just get started with some announcements. Want to make sure you guys are still alive. I see some new names here. Okay. I see some old names. When I say old names, what I mean by that is not that you're old. It's just I've seen you guys for a run. Maybe it's in-person meetings, all the above, right? So today, it's about before you do your first deal, the common mistakes you got to avoid, right? So that's what today's workshop is about. And so I am also giving away one free ticket to Quick Start. This is an $895 value. So make sure you text the word Quick Start to 954-800-6961. That's 954-800-6961 for a chance to win a raffle. So that's going to be coming up on August 1st and 2nd. Also, to keep up with events, make sure you text the word BPM RIA to 954-800-6961. This way you could keep up to date besides our website, our Facebook page, and this is the fastest way to register for any of our events. So we have our 2-day quick start coming up August 1st and 2nd. So I do see a couple of you guys here that have been to a bunch of our quick starts or have been in the past. And that 2-day quick start, we're going to show you how to find off-market properties, wholesaling, rehabbing, whatever kind of deals we're getting, meaning how are we finding these off-market deals? The founder of ReaFax, Francisco Mago, will be there showing the software that we use. Also, we will have Kevin Thatcher, Independence Title, assignments and double closings. Jose Ramirez will also be there talking about setting up your corporation, cost segregation, and the rights and wrongs when it comes to that. And last but not least, Carl Sheely, our longest standing member and our contractor, is going to be talking about what to look for on properties. Included in this, guys, just so you know, is we're going to show you AI. We're going to show you creative financing. We're going to talk about self-directed IRAs. We're going to show you some deals. It's going to be a fantastic event. And one of the things is we do have early bird pricing. It's until tomorrow, July 1st. It ends. It's 595 for members, 690 for non-members. I see some of you guys are interested in there. So the date is wrong on here. It's not May 2nd and 3rd. It is August 1st and 2nd. So thank you for answering our poll there. We do have our membership at BPM RIA. We are the only approved chapter of National RIA. What does that mean for you guys? Is that we have discounts at Home Depot, rebates, Camel Plan, Avis, Rent a Car, Rent Perfect. There's about 15 different discounts. We do have different events, guys, including our Quick Start, which is member pricing, non-member pricing. We also have on July 11th, we'll be doing an event with Carl Schilly. That's member pricing and non-member pricing. Besides getting into our quarterly meetings, which our next one is July 8th, you get in for free. It's including your membership. Again, if you're doing this correctly, your membership should be free. What do I mean by that? From the rebates, the money that you save, including Camo Plan, is basically giving away almost $700 worth of bonuses, Kai. So again, thanks for answering the poll. And of course, if you guys have a business and a title company, insurance company, any of those things, we do have a corporate membership also. We do have our one-on-one mentoring program where I put up 100% of the money for the deals and profit share, guys. So go ahead and book a discovery call. We're going 50-50 on these profits. You may have some questions. We are starting to take new students for July. We only take 6 students per month. The reason is you have unlimited access to your mentors, and I put up 100% of money for the deals. So go ahead and book a discovery call. Let's see if you're a good fit for us. I'm a good fit for you, and let's make some money together. So thanks for answering the polls. I know Vina's actually also putting in the chat our link for booking a discovery call, guys, right? The other thing is we do have people that are financing their education. Pathway Financial has been a trusted partner for the past year. Go ahead and take out your phone. If you scan the QR code, it's a soft credit pull. You do need a minimum of a 620 credit score. It's a 0% interest rate. You get quick response. And so many people are actually financing their full education with Pathway Financial. And then I'm putting up all the money for the deals, guys. So again, they've been a great partner, soft credit pull, and you'll know within 24 hours what you've been approved for. Again, super easy, guys. And then, of course, we want to thank all our sponsors at BPM RIA and National RIA for being such great partners. We do have some upcoming events, just so you guys know, while I get our presentation up and running here. So tomorrow is our monthly meeting, right? It's going to be virtual, Robert Mohan. So that is going to be at 7 p.m. Tomorrow. So that should be pretty
Next
awesome.
week.
Oh, nope,
The
July 1st.
8th.
No, no, no. July 1st is online tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And then what we're doing is we're doing a bonus meeting that's in person, which is July 8th, which you are correct. So that's our in-person meeting. Again, I'll be teaching that meeting. You're going to be able to meet up some of our sponsors. You're going to love the event. And then July 11th, right? So this on July 11th is our in-person one-day workshop. Again, we're going to put all these things. Vina's going to put it in the chat. It's $149 for members, $199 for non-members. We're going to keep the group small, and we're going to go on site to go look at a property. So again, ton of great events. The best way to, of course, is to get that member pricing. That's going to make your life a lot easier. It's going to be a lot cheaper for you guys all the way through. So let's get started, right? So let me get this up here running. Right, who am I? So again, I do see a lot of new names here. My name is Anish Dave. I am CEO of BPM RIA, formerly known as BRIA, the Broward Real Estate Investors Association. I am also president of National RIA. What that means is to you guys is I represent 40,000 real estate investors around the country, 120 chapters and affiliates. One of the things I've also been a licensed real estate agent since 2004. I'm still a licensed mortgage guy. I did grow up in New Jersey. I've been in South Florida for well over 25 years. My story is a little bit different. Made a lot of money in the beginning and then lost it. And what do I mean by that? Is that I got my degree in finance. I was working in banking. After I realized I didn't want to be a banker, was when I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. So if you've read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, put in the chat that you've read it. And if you haven't, highly recommend it. My dad was poor dad. I was on the path of being poor dad, got my mortgage license, left the banking world, started buying a lot of properties. I had properties in South Beach, Brickell, North Miami, Tampa, Little Haiti. And one of the things for me was that, again, I needed to buy some properties, build some passive income. I was up to 28 properties. This was from 2001 to about 2007. For you old timers, you understand what happened at 2007 or 8 to 10. The market crashed. So I went from millions of dollars in real estate to losing everything, filing bankruptcy February 10, 2010. And what I even mean by that was my parents actually invested money with me. They lost their house. And luckily, the happy end of the story is I did make a bunch of money again. I bought him a house, paid cash for it. And one of the things that was also happening was I did a national program. So I never knew about wholesaling. I was a rehabber and a buy and hold guy. And I did this free class. And I said, okay, wholesaling, that's something new. Creative financing, never heard of any of that stuff. And so I spent well over $50,000 on a national program, good information. The challenge was my mentors were in Utah, right? So they didn't know the South Florida market. The good thing they said was go to your local RIA. That's how I found BRIA. I took their course where they did not put up the money for the deals at the time. And I was one of the top students, and I bought the company from my mentors, right? Changed the name to from BRIA to BPM RIA, and that's where we are today. Our team is, besides myself, Harry and Victoria Diamond. Harry's on here today. He's one of the lead mentors, Michael and Maddie, Denise and Lucian, and our COO, who's still on maternity leave, Alexa Para, right? And so the question is like, are you living your best life, right? So after losing everything, my wife and I, we've been married 14 years. We love to travel. I'm a big sports fan, so I've had the privilege to take my dad to different games, whether it's basketball, baseball. Actually, we haven't gone to a football game yet. We've gone to a Copa America game versus Argentina and Colombia. And the reason I'm telling you this is it was real estate after losing everything that got me back to the life that I want to live. The other couple things, interesting facts you may want to know is I spent well over $300,000 on masterminds and mentorships. I am currently in two masterminds, including Marshall Silver's Inner Circle. Harry, if you want to introduce yourself to our group.
Yeah, well, about 2012, Victoria and I knew that real estate was an additional stream of income. So we went to one of these national programs. Many of joined one of the national programs for $50,000, went to many, many meetings, but we learned a lot of different things, but never enough to pull the trigger and do a deal. But what they did say was go to your local real estate investors association. So after going to all the ones here in South Florida, we really felt comfortable with BRIA, the Broward Real Estate Investors Association. This was probably 2 or 3 years after Anish had already been their top student and left. Um, and Anish came back to buy the business, and we just followed the leader. We did what he had told us to do, and Victoria and I, within 90 days, put 12 deals on the boards. For the next few years, we were the number one students learning. And since we learned so much and we were taken under his wing and we were blessed by that and the camaraderie of the entire team and the organization, that we wanted to pay it forward to people like yourselves and become mentors and give back to you as well. We found that the organization has excuse me 1 second, sorry about that. The organization has just a group of wonderful people where it's become a family, and we just love everyone here, and I know you guys will see that as well. So welcome to the call, and hold on to your hats. This is going to be a lot of fun for
Yeah.
your real estate journey.
Yep. And some of the other things that also I am the expert for the Miami Dolphins Business Combine. Stephen Ross, the owner of the Miami Dolphins, is a real estate guy. They were the first program in the NFL that had something for these young men to do outside of football. and they were amazed about, they were really excited about real estate. So I was their expert on wholesaling and rehabbing. I'm also the expert for PAC, the professional athletic community, on wholesaling and rehabbing. They're now up to 11 major sports, including Premier Soccer League, NFL, NBA, MLB, WNBA. They're also, I think they added women's rowing. It's pretty cool what they're doing. And again, they're excited about real estate also. I always think it's interesting that they're the 0.001% in their field, and they're just like you, where they're afraid to make offers. What you don't know is what you don't know, right? So when you don't know certain things, you're scared to take action, right? So again, for me as a massive sports fan, it's pretty cool. I get to work with them. We do have our student community. Some of the things that we've done is, happy hours. We've done barbecues. We've gone bowling. We've done some pretty cool stuff. So we're about growing a community. It's not just about doing deals. Including that, we've gone on the National Ria Cruise. This one was in Alaska. Our next one is February 20th to the 27th out of Miami. Highly recommend it. 7 days of fun, education, and you get to meet real estate investors from around the country, right? So it's usually about 100 real estate investors, and you get to learn about their markets. And again, I learned a ton of stuff even on my first cruise, including meeting Carl Fisher and self-directed IRAs, right? Some of the other things that, again, I got to meet Grant Cardone. I was on the first show, Money Chat. One of the things that Grant made me laugh was he charges $100,000 an hour to talk to him or get advice from him. And I was in the green room with him, and I got an hour with him for free. Again, I wasn't a big Grant social media. What I did like is his passion to help kids, and he's got a ton of non-for-profits to teach them about real estate education. And then again, I was the first guest on the real estate channel of Money Chat as the expert. And Money Chat's been all around the country, so it was a privilege to be working with Trina Robinson, who's been around forever and ever. I'm going to play a quick video of what we've been up to, and then we'll get started today.
This is one of the best programs I've been a part of. The support is outstanding.
I encourage you to join this association. Your life will be changed.
Nish and everybody that was part of the BPM RIA they were just wonderful. They are very knowledgeable. They were helpful. They were patient, kind, very good teachers, very organized. Everything was just it was a great quick start seminar.
Never mind. Wait for me to
BPM RIA, Nish and the team, they are amazing. I have been a corporate member of the BPM RIA, formerly known as BRIA, for probably almost 15 years. And being part of an organization like that is just amazing when you get to see the people's lives that they're changing.
Hey, what's up? This is Avery Moss, former New York Giant, former Miami Dolphin. Recently, I got to finish up this PAC event where it was a group of professional retired athletes that got together and we're trying to figure out the next chapter of our life. Just hearing them talk, going through everything, like instantly, I was inspired by the guy. It was like light bulb clicked above my head like a cartoon. And thanks to Nish Dave, I can say furthermore, I'm going to go through this process and get into real estate, stop messing around and actually do it, because I feel confident now of knowing what I want to do after meeting him and getting a base knowledge and seeing how things are.
Position. Grab the seat of the chair. The seat.
There you go.
Should be on the corner should you want to. All right. You go straight to the floor, not at an angle, straight up and down. The seat and straight to the floor. Touch it once.
You're gonna
Touch it twice.
destroy that shit, dude.
Touch it a third time. Explode!
And I have to say, they're an exceptional bunch of people to work with. How to use a technique, creative financing, how to get rid of liens. Don't hesitate to join, work with them. They will definitely help you get through the roughest times.
Never mind.
They put up all the money for the deals. They're there with you, make sure all the paperwork is right. They're not going to leave you alone on this. And yeah, I recommend this.
BPM RIA program, it's definitely changed our lives. They funded our deals.
Hey, can't go wrong with other people's money.
Exactly. They funded our deals. They got us into real estate. They held our hand the whole way through, and just really, the most amazing thing is we literally have these guys to. It's nothing for us to pick up the phone and call Anish and be like, "Hey, look, we got this deal. What do we do?"
They're not going to let your deal fall through.
Okay, so before we get started, right? Today's promise, it's going to be clearer, sharper, harder to fool. So put in the chat, how many of you guys need to make more money in 2026? Give me a yeah, buddy. I just want to make sure you guys are alive. If you guys don't, otherwise it's just me and Harry just chatting. Right? We want to make sure, okay, Obi, there you go, a couple of guys. How many of you guys realize that you actually have to talk to sellers and make offers? Give me a yeah, buddy. Right? Okay.
People think that's so hard, but we are talking to people every day, and it's no different than talking to your spouse, your kids, your potential girlfriend, boyfriend.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Absolutely. And how many of you guys realize ultimately you're going to have to invest in yourself and you're the best investment that you could ever make? Give me a yeah, buddy. All right. All right. I got some of these people. They're alive, Harry. We're good.
They're breathing. They can fog a mirror.
Right. Okay. Right. So again, we got to get you clear and concise, right? We got to figure out the traps before they cost you. What are some of the traps? Put in the chat. Right? In the meantime, you got to think like an investor before you act, right? You are an investor. I like what Marshall Silver, who's one of my mentors, if you guys came to one of the turning points, what he always says is that you're a millionaire and your money just hasn't been deposited into your bank account, right? So you're an investor. Think of it that way, right? Because your mentality changes, right? You got to know your next clean move. You got to have a plan, right? So that's the idea of today, right? So our first thing is it's our new investor reality check, right? You guys agree there's information everywhere. Implementation is rare, right? How many of you guys realize you don't need more random information, right? Information overload. So I do love, right? Some of the old timers, like someone like Harry and myself, we were doing deals or in real estate, at least I was, and I guess Harry, you were too, before even YouTube was really around to the level it is, right? So again, the only information you were getting really were books, workshops, or seminars. Now there's just too much information. It's literally information overload. And because of that, it gives you the idea that you think you know something and you don't, right? So, again, the shiny object syndrome. You guys need a sequence, support, and clean decisions. What does that mean? Right? You got to have a plan. And I just see this way too much with real estate investors or newbies. Hey, I just want to go out there and get a deal. And they don't have a structure, right? KPIs, key performance indicators. They don't have software. Harry, do you think you could do this job or buy real estate without software?
No, definitely not.
Yeah. Right. So again, we use REIFax when you're in our program. I go ahead and pay for it. Literally made thousands, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, I guess, and maybe probably over $1 million just using the software. Right. And what happens is when you don't have a sequence, right, an order of, hey, what am I going to do per day, right? The information becomes overwhelming. And so now I'm going to even add with all the AI stuff, right? So there's a couple things. I mean, we use AI. We talk about this in our 2-day quick start. Is that if you don't give it the right prompts, it's not going to give you the right information. So again, you think you may know this, and then you realize you don't, right? So we always say, why, the question becomes, why do most investors get stuck? Put in chat, what's been stopping you? Is it too many numbers? Are you old school and too many spreadsheets like Harry? Right? Too many tabs on that spreadsheet? What's been stopping you? Fear of making a mistake?
Hey, spreadsheets work.
I agree.
Maybe not well all the time, but they do. They're profitable.
Yeah, they do, right? Or you're overthinking every deal. Which one is it, right? So we always say when you're in preparation mode, because that's what you are, and we think we're progressing, right? You watch that and you listen to that other podcast. I thought I'd learned something about creative financing into someone's podcast, right? And all you did was listen. And what I mean by that, implementation is literally everything. So we always say the real problem is not knowledge, right? It's not stuck because you don't know enough. You're stuck because you hesitate. And hesitation is expensive. The more information does not create momentum, clean decisions do. What do I mean by that? You get stuck or to hesitate. Give me an example. Put in chat. Harry, what's an example? Well, they put something in the chat.
Well, one of the things I wanted to say and contribute to this is that if anyone's ever read Think and Grow Rich, Andrew Carnegie knew he didn't know everything, but he surrounded himself with experts that did, and together they all did really well. And that was the philosophy I took into doing real estate is, look, I can do all this, but I'm not an expert in everything. So I just know that there are people that I can connect with that will give me the answers to those other things that we need to do while I focus on what I'm doing. And that's the key is the team. So hesitation is, putting blockades in front of yourself, saying that maybe you can't do it or for whatever reason. Those are self-imposed, and 98% of the battles are actually fought from the neck up.
Yep, agreed, right? I mean, the one that killed me, this is why I like putting this one on my slide of this one, analysis paralysis. How many guys have analysis paralysis? Put in the chat. Right? What is it? It's the fear of losing money. Absolutely. I don't know how to do an ARV, after repair value. I don't know what the cost is. Right? These are certain things that hit you all the time. I don't know if it has permits. Right? Is it a violation? What are some of the other ones? Right? So again, all those will lose money. This one also was fear of looking stupid. What do I mean by that? Man, how, I'm going to talk to the seller and they're going to know I've never done a deal. I'm going to talk to the seller and I don't know how to fill out a contract. What are some of the other ones, Harry, that you on looking silly or stupid? What are some of those things besides the ones I gave you? Anything that you
I just don't care anymore. So
well, in the beginning, this again, right? Like in the beginning, and don't let Harry fool you on this because the fear of looking stupid or not knowing, when
fear of not
Harry,
knowing enough.
yeah, when Harry and Victoria first started, he used to call me, I feel like 10 times a day,
Oh, at least.
right? So again, because you're the fear of making mistakes, right? What about market shifts? I want to do a rehab and the market's changing. Make sense, right? So you've got to be, again, I don't want to get under contract because when I say the market, it could be pricing, it could be interest, right? This one got me a little bit too, is the fear of being wrong publicly. I told everyone I was going to buy that house. What happened? I bought the house and I didn't make any money. We talk about it is we probably get I don't know, I always say 3 to 5, 5 to 6 calls a month of people losing money on deals, right? Everyone's got a real estate friend that makes money on investments. Well, there's people that lose money also. They just don't tell everyone, right? So, when analysis feels safe, right? You've been analyzing the property, you've been taking 2 days, 4 days, right? And the action creates evidence. So what do I mean by that? Is action, that means talking to the seller and getting it under contract. None of this letter of intent, not a public, hey, Harry, I'll buy your house for 200. Putting it into writing, right? So mistake number one that we always see, right? Learning everything before doing. This is trap number one, right? I have to know everything. How many of you guys, you have to know everything to make an offer? Put in the chat, that's you. All right. Kind of curious,
The
right?
older I get, the less I know. You never know everything.
All right. The other thing, okay, yep, Kylie, yep, Kyla, Obi, yep, I got it, right? And you've been watching videos to feel productive. Man, I've been learning this. I've been watching, and again, we have a YouTube channel and we've done a ton of webinars. There's a difference between watching and doing, right? So the example I like using is, this is a little bit kind of crazy. And imagine I studied to become a pilot. I read the book, did everything. Now I know what to do. There's a big difference to get behind a plane or in a cockpit, right? Or something more simple that maybe more people can relate, driving. You pass the written test, right? It is different when you're behind the wheel. So just because you're watching doesn't mean you're doing. The other thing is, taking notes. I took a bunch of notes. How many of you guys, and I'm going to use myself as a culprit on this. How many of you guys have taken notes? You went to a workshop, right? It doesn't matter what it is, our 2-day quick start or any of the workshops, and you took great notes and you never looked back at them again. I would definitely culprit. Yep. You know what's funny actually? My handwriting, like I was taking written notes. I was like, my handwriting's so bad now. I couldn't even read my own writing. Yeah, no, I literally couldn't read my own writing. Or the speaker was talking so fast, right? Or this happened to me too, is that I'm literally taking notes. So I'm just copying what they're saying and I'm not even understanding the concept, right? So these are what a lot of beginners do. And then the other one is action with direction creates results, right? So if you take action, actually have a plan. What do I mean by that? So Harry, what are some of the things? Well, obviously you're advanced, I'm advanced, but in the beginning, what are some of the actions you did to get started, right? Again, you're self-employed. Harry and Victoria work from home, right? They have an office at home, but it's not like they have a massive staff or anything. So what are some of the actions?
Massive staff. Me and her. That's it.
Yep.
Um, it's sort of a burn the boats philosophy. It's going and attacking, and there's no retreat, never going back, always move forward. So, and everyone has to do this. You don't want your goals set tremendously far away. You want something simple to achieve, one step at a time. For me today, even picking up a phone to call someone is difficult. But after I do that twice, all of a sudden I've done 20, 30 phone calls. Go out door knocking. Everyone's afraid to talk to other people, but we do it all the time. Wherever we are, we talk to strangers all the time. But changing my mindset, saying, "Hey, these are not strangers. These are friends I haven't met yet." We've all heard that, and we have met some of the nicest people by just door knocking that
Yep.
we would have never met any other way. And we feel blessed that we're able to make a difference in people's lives and help them. So little baby steps, one at a time. If
Yeah.
you eat steak, you can't eat the whole thing in one bite. Just cut off little pieces. It's so simple, and yet we fear taking that first little step.
Yeah. And like some of the things that, what we're talking about also is small commitments lead to bigger ones. Hey, I'm just going to make 5 phone calls a week. I'm going to knock on X amount of doors. I'm actually going to work on my real estate business consistently. Before you know it, now you talk to 10 homers, 20 homeowners, and you're going to just feel a lot more comfortable, right? So a lot of times you're going to actually know more than the homeowner in their situation, right? So the idea is the first deal filter, right? The 4 questions before you move, like where are you buying? Are you sticking in your area? Are you buying out of state? I know some of you guys are maybe real estate investors buying in different, like in the Midwest, right? Who's the seller, right? Like the avatar. What do I mean by that? When I say that is, are you going after pre-foreclosure, tired landlords, out of state, people in probate? Who are you buying? Who's becoming your buyer if you're a wholesaler, right? Is it a buy and hold guy? Is it a fix and flip guy? What's your exit strategy, right? Is it wholesaling, rehab, rental, or guess what? Just pass. It's not a deal, right? The idea is, real estate investing is just math, right? Does a deal still work with real cost and real after repair value, guys, right? Am I saying a roof is only $10,000 when we know it's 20,000? And so that's why for a lot of you guys, the 2-day quick start you're going to love, as I said, the July 11th with Carl Sheely, who's been a contractor for almost 30 years. And like the wealth of knowledge is insane. Again, real estate investing is just math. We have to make the numbers work. So these are the first things that you want to do. Figure that out, right? Trap number 2, right? Trusting the wrong numbers. What do I mean by that? Right? A lot of you guys, yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
Sorry, picking on Zillow.
Yeah.
Don't trust their ARV numbers. Even
Yeah.
Zillow trusted them and lost 400 million.
Yeah. And so like a lot of, beginners, you're not verifying the numbers. Let's say it's I don't know, a listed property, and you're trusting the realtor to tell you what needs to be done. You're buying from another wholesaler and you're trusting their ARV, their comparables, right? All those, right? So again, you got to verify independently. You need somebody on your power team. How many guys actually have a power team? Put in the chat. And what do I mean by power team? Contractor, title company, a lender, insurance, right? These are all the things that you need before you even go out and do deals, right? It's easy for me to call Carl Sheely. It's easy for me to get an inspection report. It's easy for me to call up Kevin Thatcher if there's issues with title. Again, I am not an expert on those items, and I don't want to be, right? I stick in my own lane. And we always say bad inputs created expensive decisions, right? Miscalculating flooring. Some of the other big ones that are really big is can be permits. Depending on the city, some of the permits are quick, some are not. So again, you got to make sure you get that right. And, again, you got to verify, 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 right? Use real comps, not hopes, right? Now, what I mean by that is oh, I know it closed for 450, but I think I could get 50 all day. I mean, 450, 500,000 all day, right? And there's only comps for 450. Actually go out there and look at the repairs, right? Do a contractor report. Absolutely. You got to get eyes on the property. Make sure you got your holding costs correctly. What do I mean by that? What are some of the holding costs? Insurance, taxes, definitely cost of money. We see this a lot in our 2-day quick start. People forget that there's a cost of money, right? And that sometimes will kill your deal, right? It could be again permits, right? That'll hit your end of it. It can be a market shift, and then make sure what your exit strategy is. What happens if you don't get the value you think? Is there enough cushion? Are you just wholesaling it, right? That's different. If you do it correctly, you're in and out. Harry's got a deal that he's closing. It's funny that I'm almost positive our buyers are on here, but we have a 10,000 plus cash buyers list here at BPM RIA, and Harry's it's a short sale that he's buying for. This is in Margate. It's a 2-1 legal 2-1
4-2, 4-bed, 2-bath.
4-2 for $109,000. Yep, you heard it right. $109,000. We do have it sold for over $245. So he's probably going to own it for about an hour or two, maybe, right? Using my money, and he's going to make over 6 figures.
I have a question for everyone here. Please comment in the chat. Who would like to sell the property before they buy it, knowing that you're going to make X amount of profit?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Right. So when you're in our program, we take care of that for you with our massive buyers list, our expertise. That's what you're paying is, to have the right mentor with you, right? The other bigger trap, they want to do everything, right? One week they want to wholesale, next week Airbnb, then they're going to do multifamily, right? We always say confusion kills momentum. They're going to buy a strip mall, they're going to buy a medical building. Again, you can't keep, chasing every strategy in the beginning because you're not going to be good at it. So it's important when it comes to it, right? So what I always tell people, pick one lane, right? We love wholesaling. Wholesaling was what got me back into the game because I didn't have much money. It was quick. You do it correctly. Things can't go wrong, right? How many of you guys love that you can do a real estate deal? If you do it correctly, you won't lose any money and you minimize risk. Really, there's no risk if you do it well. Put in the chat, right? The other one, you might be just a rehabber, right? You have some money set up, you know how to fix, and that's what you want to do, right? Some of you guys are buy and hold. I get it. You still need cash unless you're doing creative financing. And some of you guys might just want to be lending out money. Again, pick something, right? You got some money in your 401k, you put it in a self-directed IRA, and now you're lending out money, right? So you can be a lender too. So pick one that works for you first and then get really good at it.
Now that we're not limiting what you're capable of doing, is pick one thing. Every mega millionaire and billionaire out there have said they've focused on one thing for a period of time till they were an expert in it. And when they shifted to other things, the shift was lateral. It wasn't starting from ground level and learning everything new because the basics, the foundations were all the same, whether it's running a company or doing various real estate opportunities. The basics, the foundation is all the same. So we need to get to that expertise level instead of going back to ground level and starting over again. That's why a lot of people are not successful.
Yep, exactly. Right. So a lot of investors, right, we overcomplicate deals, right? If the numbers aren't perfect, we won't do the deal. What do I mean by that? Oh, if it's over 250 is my maximal allowable offer, and I'll just show you how we do some quick pricing, you're going to be like, well, it's 251, I'm not going to do the deal. If they miss something, they'll lose money. Not really if you have an inspection period, right? The more analysis, the safer the decision. That's not true either. And what I mean by that is sometimes when you're doing rehabs, of course, you want to build some oops money, as Carl Sheely calls it, in case there's some issues with or contingencies with plumbing. It can be a lot of different things. So you got to build that in, right? There's no such thing as a perfect deal, right? But experienced investors understand
You
that
come close.
you come close, right? There's no perfect numbers. Every deal still has a little bit of uncertainty until it's done, right? Is my buyer going to back out? Is there enough room in here? Maybe there's a title issue, right? What I always tell everyone, what matters is the margin of safety. What do I do? Can I get out of the contract? Can I renegotiate? Can I sell it on terms? Right? Can I afford it and it cash flows if I'm going to keep it? These are all important things that matter, right? So when we say margin of safety, the question you got to ask, if things go wrong, am I still protected? Right? Can I hold the property? Right? Some of our lenders, we had lunch with one of our lenders and longtime friend Paul Regan. He was just talking about how he had to take back a couple houses, right, as a lender. The thing is, he's okay with it because it's his own money. It's real cash. So he has no mortgage on it, right? So maybe some of the things, the rehab costs are higher, right? Sometimes, like during the pandemic, the price of wood and shingles, the market slows, right? The property takes longer to sell. We've seen all this. A good deal, this is really important, has room for mistakes. Super important, right? What happens on any of those? Can I still make money? Right? So that's always important, right? The exit strategy is if I buy this property, can I do this? Right? Wholesale it, fix and flip, rent it, right? The more strategies you guys have, it equals less risk. Right? Okay, if I rehab it and it doesn't sell, can I rent it out for cash flow? That's important, guys, right? People always ask us, how do we analyze deals quickly? Ideally, we want to get to the house. We really want to see the condition. And if you're doing mailers and they say, hey, I got your mailer and I want to go ahead and, sell your house to you and Ish or Harry, what will you offer me? So you're going to ask them all the questions, right? You want to find out the ARV. You're going to do your own comparables, right? What would sell if it was all fixed up? Some of the questions, right? Harry might say, I'll ask Harry, as the homeowner, how's the roof? And he's going to say, oh, there's no leaks. So what can you do to find out how old the roof is, right? You could check the permits, right? That's an easy way to do it. How's the kitchen or the bathrooms? What I can tell you, if everything's been upgraded, homeowners will gladly tell you it's upgraded. If it says it works, it probably needs to be upgraded. Generally speaking, right? Again, so you want to figure out what your repairs are. When we do have a repair list that we give you during the quick start, all through Carl Sheely's numbers at Piers Remodeling. We've even for our students, we've built out a rehab estimator. So you can use AI and ChatGPT to run the numbers and an offer price. We've automated a lot of things out there. So let's say, for example, it's $400,000 is when it's all fixed up. It's $50,000 in repair costs. The max we want to be around is $250,000. What happens if it's $252,000? Yeah, absolutely. I'll still do the deal. Right? So again, this will give you a quick way to get an offer out there. Right? So ARV, again, it's after repair value. What I can tell you, if you're weak on one of these numbers, the whole offer gets weak. Right? If you got the ARV and you're not sure how to do that, that's a challenge. Right? When you're in our 2-day quick start, we show you. If you're not sure about repairs, again, we'll be doing a full day workshop with Carl. That's important. What about profit, right? Meaning, what am I paying for money? Is it too high? Is it too low? Can I do a DSCR loan, right? And then what's the cushion? What happens if the market slows or I'm holding it longer, right? Again, if any of those things are not solid, it's going to cost you more money, right? This makes your offer weak and the challenges are that you can lose money, right? ARV, do not ask, what do I want it to be worth, right? Harry, we always talk about this, that all the years in homeowners, and you've done a lot of deals, I've done a lot of deals. Have you ever met the homeowner who's got the worst house in the neighborhood?
Worst house?
Yeah. Have you actually
All the
meaning?
time.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is they will never admit that though. I know it's the worst house. You know it's the worst
Oh yeah,
house.
no, we see it as the worst house. They see it as the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, or they're saying that oh, my neighbor down the street, my house is better than this, right? Yeah, again, you got to ask, what have buyers already paid for similar homes, right? That's super important, right? Again, ARV is evidence. Optimism is not a comp, right? Hey, the market's going to turn around. That's a growing neighborhood. Okay, well, if you're rehabbing, right, they still have to do appraisals.
Pessimism is profit.
Yeah, you just got to make sure when it
Another
comes
one
to
to add to
this,
your list.
right? So how many guys understand profit is not greed, right? Profit protects the investor. What do I mean by that, right? If there's no profit, you just bought yourself a job. Like, why are you doing this? I already had a job before. How many guys have a job right now? How many guys want another job? No, you want to make profit. It's okay to make profit. I had a bad conversation with money growing up. And so I thought if I made profit or I made a big profit, it was being greedy. And the truth is, we're just solving people's problems, right? You want to talk about like the house that you're closing on that they're selling, Harry. What problem did you solve for them?
Well, the person who was on title was deceased. Met with the daughter. She was working on buying and paying all sorts of bills to satisfy the estate. So we found out what her needs were, and we're able to work with her to enable her to relieve her stress from all of that while still making some profit. So it's just finding out what needs to be done, how you can help people the best. And
Mhm.
it's not always about the profit. I didn't know the numbers were going to be as good as they turned out to
Yeah.
be or are turning out to be. But that wasn't it. There was enough room in there where there were multiple exit strategies that all would work.
Yeah.
But so for Victoria and I, we don't focus on the profit. We actually focus on helping people and solving the problems. And when you do
Absolutely.
that, it works out.
Yeah, that's why, Harry and Victoria consistently, we always talk about it. Solve the problem, and that's when it works out, right? We always talk about the goal is not to win the contract, it's to win the deal, right? Let's get the deal through. That homeowner, a lot of the homeowners, same thing is that they probably got other offers. What Harry and Victoria are really good at is listening, what they need, right? So it's really important. We always talk about risk is the silent number. What kind of risk? Holding time, miscalculating, right? If the project's going to take 4 months, it took 6 months, right? Or, permits. I bring that up all the time. The market shift. You've had it for 6 months or 8 months and it cooled down. Your numbers were too tight. Now what? Right? It was slim at 10%. Now what are you going to do? Right? Again, the permit delays, unknown repairs, could be buyer, lender, or title issues. Again, you got to know these numbers. It's super important, right? So what we always talk the difference between a low offer versus a smart offer. The low offer person's, I just want a deal. It's kind of random, emotional. It's easy to reject. What do I mean by that? It's just a lowball offer. Realtors hate it, all the above, right? The smart offer could be, here's what the numbers support, right? It's defensible. What do I mean by that? A lot of times we'll use REIFax and we'll put a distress report, all the pre-foreclosures and foreclosures in the area, right? So, and then the professional offer is speed and certainty, right? Real easy, right? So on Harry's deal that he's talking about, he took care of the short sale from beginning to end. Right? Constant contact with the homeowners. The house is in terrible condition. Well, the difference is he's using cash, right? So it's clean, it's simple. Once we get this number, we'll take care of everything that you need. We'll take care of the negotiations. If there's anything in the house, we'll help you discard items in the house if necessary. If you need to take some things, that's okay too. Right? So that's the difference between a smart offer or a professional offer versus a low offer. Right? So you want to have that professional offer / smart offer. I think it's always important to have other items to back up your claims of why you're offering things. We always say the real skill is not making one perfect offer, it's making consistent, smart offers. What do I mean by that, right? Hey, I only made an offer once a month. Doesn't matter how good you are, you got to make consistent offers. Right? So the question becomes, how many offers have you made in the last year? Or the last 6 months, 3 months? Got to be consistent. Again, with REIFax, some of the things they do, if your whole motto is to go after listed properties, they have a full follow-up system where you could actually make up to 50 offers a day. Right? So again, it's just got to be consistent. Personally, we like the off-market offers or dealing directly with the seller because you can use creative financing. Also, sometimes sellers or realtors and attorneys kill deals, guys, right? Here's the other chop, emotional buying decisions. How many of you guys are emotional buyers? Not just in real estate, it could be anything, right? This is what I always hear. Man, I love that property. Wait, you're not living in it, right? I really don't want to insult the seller. The seller seems nice, right? I hear that also. I don't want to miss out. FOMO, right? So what we always say, emotion is not underwriting. Again, you're not going to live in the house. You're not going to rehab the house like you're living in it. This is really big. I just love that area. Okay, well, I don't want to insult the seller. Comes up all the time, right? So simple beats emotional, right? So we usually try to put in 3 buckets. Red, right? It's a no-go, right? Numbers fail. The exit's unclear. You pass on the deal. Automatic, right? We do this ourselves. Yeah, with those numbers, what they want. How do we make any money? Makes no sense. Put it in the red bucket. Yellow, we need more data. Sounds good. Are they really, do they have a second mortgage? Are there liens? Is the roof really fixed? Is it permitted? Is it a really 4-2? Is it a 2-1? I got to figure out more information, right? On that end. Does it have 1 mortgage, 2 mortgages, 3 mortgages? And we always green when the math works and the exit is clear. And everyone on your team confirms, right? Your title guy says, hey, the title lien searches are good. Your lender says, yep, no problem. The money, it makes sense, right? So again, you want to break it down in these 3 buckets, red, yellow, or green. Bad partnerships. What do I mean by that, right? A partnership does not fix confusion. How many of you guys have had bad partnerships? And some of you guys, yes, that could be marriage. Could have been divorced. I don't know, right? But the point is, just because you have more partners, and if you're not clear on what you're doing, that's not good, right? It's actually going to multiply it. And being unclear roles create resentment. I thought Harry was going to fix the house. Oh, he's not. I thought he was going to do this. He's going to find a buyer. I thought Anish was going to put up the money. So those things have to be clear up front, right? Unclear money creates conflict. What else do I mean by that? You didn't write down what your partnership looks like, right? Is it 50-50, right? When you're a student in our program, we go 50-50 on the deals. It's very clear about it, right? So what we say is, partnerships questions before you doing the deal. Who brings the deal? Who brings the money? Who makes the final decisions, right? How's the profit split? What happens when things go sideways, right? You got to ask these questions before you get into that partnership, and they should be written down. That's super important. We see that all the time. This is what Harry was talking about earlier, relying only on free information, right? What we talk about, like the one that we always pick on is Zillow. Not good information. The other ones also, like we use skip tracing. Yeah, there's some services out there where you could track people down. It's just not that good. We use IDI Core, that's one of your national RIA benefits, to track down homeowners, right? Again, you're gonna have to pay for some services. You need real software, right? It's a good start. It's just not great, right? Same thing for, do you want to look on public records? You want to do a pre-title search, permits. Again, a lot of those services are free. You just can't use it as your final decision, right? Still need judgment. You need accountability. You need real numbers of what's happening. So we always say the momentum formula, right? These are the pieces that need to be in order. The market plus math plus mentor plus massive action. What do I mean? The market. Know where you're playing, right? Us as local investors, we know our market very well. I can tell you that. Do I know Alabama? I do not, right? So that's important. When we say math, let the numbers make the decision, right? Does the numbers work? The ARV? Yes, no. Having a mentor will shorten your learning curve, right? So there is a learning curve no matter what you do. So, again, I still have mentors, right? And then the most important thing is massive action. Speed plus precision equals power. A lot of times, especially with homeowners, it's the first person that gets out there. What do we mean by that? The first person, right? And the example I might use is if I was a homeowner and my AC's out, I might Google it, right? If I didn't have a referral or anywhere, and the first person doesn't answer, what are you guys going to do? Right? You're going to go to the second person, the third person. So speed and response is massive, especially this day and age. Right? So again, ideally we'd like to be at the house to get a solid offer. And if they push you on it, hey, I could give you an offer. And I'd love to see the house. Right? Offer in hand. Many times, Harry and myself have taken a contract with me. Right? And they've signed it right there. I'm okay because why? I'll have inspection days. It's super easy for us, right? Again, the order, again, you got to know the market, you got to know the math. I think obviously having a mentor, I know having a mentor, and that will push into massive action, guys. Super important. How many of you guys are loving this? I want to make sure these guys are alive.
We have the name of your new program. It's called the 4M.
The 4M. Oh, yeah.
4M technique.
Right?
5M, add millionaire at the end.
There you go. 5M, right? Before your first deal checklist, right? We always tell you is, again, we want to get rid of all those emotion in there, right? You got to choose your primary strategy. You got to confirm your market. Got to know your buyer's exit, right? Or you got to know your buyers or your exit strategy, and you got to verify numbers. And most importantly, you got to have a power team. So put in the chat, what is your strategy? Just curious to see, what's your strategy starting from today if you're new? I'd like to see what you guys really want to do. Because again, we've done creative finance and we've done all sorts of stuff. Which one really talks to you? And if there's just silence, uh-oh. I'm always curious. I guess nothing
That's
talks.
not broken, guys.
Is the chat broken? What strategies hits you? Okay. Okay, build a team. Got it. Wholesaling. Okay. Well, the great thing is when you're in our program, David, you already have a built-in team. All right. Okay, wholesaling. Okay. Cash buyers list, we have that too. Yep. Sounds like we have everything you need, David. Yeah, you're going to go ahead and want to book a discovery call and be one of those 6 people that join our program for the month, right? I'm going to put up the money for you too. So it sounds like a lot of you guys want to wholesale, I see. Some of you guys, oh, well, I see one for rehabbing. Okay. Got it, right? So one of the things that we like, so first of all, David, you were talking about cash buyers list. I'm a cash buyer. So you already got one. That's solid, right? Again, when you're in our program, if I'm not buying it, we'll have other buyers when the numbers make sense. And so one of the things that, the other thing is you got to have feedback, right, before you commit. Is it a right deal or not? That's what your mentor will help you with. I'm not going to let you go under contract on something because it's my money. And what I mean by that, the numbers have to make sense, right? How many of you guys are loving this today? So one of the things is that we're going to start doing these pretty soon is a 30-day challenge, right? And what I mean by that, we always say, again, small wins lead to big ones. Your goal in the next 30 days to analyze 10 potential deals, right? That's one every 3 days. Talk to 10 active investors or buyers, right? Start building your buyers too. More importantly, if the deal's right, you don't really need that many buyers. I'm one of them. So you guys already cheated. Harry's one too. So you already got 2 buyers, right? You got to have 10 serious seller conversations. You got to review 3 deals with experience and make at least one clean decision every day. I'm going to pass, that red, yellow, green filters. Super easy. Just put it into the bucket, right? So some of the other things you do need a power team up front, right? Definitely you got to come to the RIA meetings. Literally, we have everything for your power team. You definitely need software. You also need cash. And when I say cash, I'm talking about putting a deposit down, right? So again, we do need that, right? So we always say, right, the transition to the invitation, you got to avoid the next question. Do you want to keep guessing or do you want to build guidance, right? And what do I mean by that? That's our one-on-one coaching. And so I'm going to show you a couple deals that we've done with some students and why you're going to want to join our coaching program where I put up 100% of the money for the deals, right? So the other thing is that we've been averaging close to $40,000 per wholesale deal. The students are making about $25,000. This was one of Violet's deals. This was a pre-foreclosure with equity. Not bad condition. Went to the house door knocking, and she used ReaFax to find a motivated seller. Pretty good deal. Assignment fee for $35,000, right? How many guys would love to do one deal, put $1,000 down? I helped find the buyer, and she made $35,000. Pretty good deal, right? This one, Harry, if you want to talk about Sandra's deal.
This one was Sonia's deal. Didn't look that terrible from the front, except the missing garage door in an HOA 55 and older. But inside, as you can see, one of the rooms was was the worst black mold I've ever seen in all my disastrous properties. Our student we taught her how to contact the daughter who wanted nothing to do with the property, 2 daughters. We were able to work something out with them. There was equity on this, so it was kind of simple, I believe. And so we made them a deal, and it was that easy. Few steps in it. It's not that difficult, really, but ended up selling it in that condition. We did not touch the mold. We didn't do anything to the property, and made a $61,000 profit.
Yep. And so our student made over $30,000. Sandra's an elite student where we actually looked at rehabbing it. The numbers just didn't make any sense with all the black mold. This one was a probate. There were 8 heirs. 7 of them wanted to sell. The 8th one, of course, didn't. We convinced them finally to sell. We had attorneys. It took a little bit of time. We had to do a partial sale. It's a little bit more complicated. The important thing is we fixed the problem. We're going to rehab the house. Instead, we just wholesaled it. We netted $70,000. Mario made $35,000 on that deal. This deal was one of Davidson's deals, one of our elite students. We had to evict one of the tenants. The owner was living in the other one. Well over $300,000 in liens and violations. We closed with the liens and violations. We got it down to about 15,000 bucks. Homeowner paid 7,500. We sold this to one of the iBuyers, and what I mean by that is Opendoor. We just cleaned it up, and that deal was a $98,000 profit. Davidson made close to $49,000. Again, the numbers that we're giving is net profit, guys. So this is not the HDTV numbers. What we care about BPM RIA is what's the money in your pocket, right? So that one deal paid for his tuition at BPM RIA. This is Harry. You want to talk about Julio's deal here?
Julio just drives for dollars. On his way to and from work or the gym, he takes different pathways. He stumbled across this property. There was actually 2 probates that needed to be done. This was in the mother's name. There are 2 sons. One of the sons died, so the remaining son had to get on title. We paid for both probates. This did have equity. I think he walked with the son walked with 35,000. Sold it in that condition. We just cleaned it out. Turned out there wasn't a floor in that area. That's why you saw the plywood. And we ended up making $110,000 profit selling it in that condition. Just cleaned it out. So that's after we paid for holding costs and closing costs and clean out costs and everything. So Julio netted $55,000 just from driving by.
Yeah. Again, no money
And
of
he
his
learned
own.
how to do this. So
Yeah. No money of his own. How many guys, if you did one deal like this, would probably change your year? Put in the chat, right? You guys got to be excited about real estate. And then there's this deal, which is also Julio's deal, right? Harry, if you want to talk about this one too, since
yeah,
Harry
there's
mentioned it too.
Julio. This is on West Broward Boulevard. 10,000 cars go by every single day. Couldn't see the house from the road. Overgrown grass at 13 abandoned vehicles. 1 acre plot. The back of the yard, the end of the backyard is a golf course. There were bees. There were violations. There was a lot of trash. Probably the worst house we had to clean out. 3 feet of junk on the floor. We had to climb up into the house. No access to the beds, baths, or kitchen. The guy, yes, was still living there. I know. We'll save those comments. The city saw us working on this even before we owned it. And it was $386,000 worth of liens. The code officer actually spoke to magistrate for us at the hearing, and the magistrate says, okay, we'll just reduce it down to 0 and you just pay the $1,600 in hard costs. And then as we were happy and ready to leave, he goes, no, wait a minute, I can't do 0. He made it $1 a case. So the $1,675 total, we actually had our buyer pay. So Julio made another $69,000.
Yeah.
More than that.
Yeah, pretty good deal, right? So I know Vina already put it in there. Some of you guys might have hopped on late. We do have our 2-day quick start, August 1st and 2nd. Today's the last day to get the $100 discount. So she'll go ahead and put that link in there. It's $595 with a discount for members, $795 for non-members. There is one person that actually will win the quick start for free as the raffle. The other thing is Vina will also put in there, make sure you give us a 5-star Google review. Again, we have events coming up throughout the week next week, so you're not going to want to miss it. The July 11th rehab contractor event is going to be a small group, guys. The max 15 people. So make sure that you go ahead and do this also. And so this one was one of Harry's other deals at Unsafe Structure. Went in there, and again, as is, you were pretty happy about this deal, Harry. You made $111,000 on that one. The other thing is, again, fixing problems. It was such a win-win for everybody. And so I'm going to play a quick video of what Antonio had to say after doing our mentoring and our quick start.
Hi, everybody. My name is Antonio Lopez. My company name is Antlop Investment Properties. And before I met Anish Dave and joined the BPM RIA mentoring, I had just a basic idea of what I needed to do in real estate investing. After I joined, aside from learning pretty much everything that was required to learn about real estate investing and to become successful, one of the biggest benefits that I received was the amazing network of people that were part of the club. Everything that you can think of, everything that you need in order to be successful in real estate investing, you can find it here at the BPM RIA. So thank you so much, BPM and Anish, for everything. I really appreciate it. I owe you guys a ton. And for you guys watching this, I highly encourage you to check out BPM RIA. It's the first place you need to, where you want to start your real estate investing journey. So,
Yep. And the cool thing is Antonio is a short-term rental expert. He speaks about it. And he started with wholesaling, rehabbing, and he's done creative financing and a lot of cool stuff. Again, added strategies once he was good at it. This was one of Harry's other deals, a reverse mortgage short sale that they were going to walk away from the property, the heirs. And one of the things that Harry and Victoria and the team at BPM RIA, we show you how you could create value. So
Step by step.
Step by step. So imagine you passing on this deal. So he bought this house for $171,000, and that's correct. He made $179,000. Right? For us, sometimes you don't have to do a ton of deals. You just got to do the right deals. And like what Harry said, I thought was really important was not only did he solve a problem, he knew he was going to make money. He just didn't know how much. So it's always a nice little surprise when you see something like this. We also rehab houses. This is, again, Sandra, one of our elite students. We could have wholesaled it. We cleaned it up, did everything new on it. This was an easy rehab. We probably only would have made 10 grand on a wholesale deal, 5 to 10 grand. It was 53 grand. The rehab only took 45 days, great bones. We didn't really, again, bones, when I say the windows, the roof. So our team went in there, did it quickly, $53,000. So she made 26.5, and she learned how to rehab. That's what we do for our elite students too, right? So this is another rehab that we did. Also cleaned it up. This was a pretty good deal. Once you clean it up, you look at it. This was $67,000. Also, 118 days. The rehab took about 40 days. It was an FHA buyer, so that's why we had to wait the 90 days. So again, $33,000 was the profit for our students. Pretty good deal. This is what one of our other students had to say after doing our program.
My name is Kevin Tyree. My company name is, I work with BPM RIA. Before joining BPM RIA, my previous career, I worked at the Port of Miami for 23 years, and I also was a buy and hold investor. After joining BPM RIA, I've learned how to wholesale, short sales, work with probate properties, and things of that nature. Join BPM. Thanks, Anish.
Yeah, so Kevin is a buy and hold investor. He's also a licensed agent, and he was getting tired of not finding deals online or on the market. His first deal netted over $90,000 wholesale deal, so not bad, where he made over $40,000, paid for his tuition, and now he's looking for his own deals, right? This is another house that we rehab with one of our elite students, Latanya. Again, you're seeing the same kind of mode of staging, colors, all the above. This was a pretty good deal. This was from beginning to end. The profit was $167,000. Latanya put over $80,000 in her pocket. So pretty good deal. And she learned how to rehab. So we're about, when you join our program, and whether you're an elite student or a core student, the idea is for you to make money on deals. Take away all those risks and all those beginner traps. This was one of Marcella's deals also that Harry mentored her on. This one was important because it wasn't speed, right? They needed more time. So this one had how many dogs again? It's surprising how great the house looks, like 12 or 16 dogs?
12 dogs, yeah.
12 dogs. It already finished probate. She was in El Salvador. We talked to the daughter and the son, and they just loved Marcella and really the professionalism with our team. We looked at rehabbing, and this was a pretty good deal, $102,000. So she made $51,000 profit, and that covered her coaching program.
We also help you evaluate all this to determine whether we should wholesale this, because sometimes we make more money wholesaling than we would if we took the 4 months to rehab and take on that risk.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
we will get rid of it faster if the numbers work.
Yep. And then one of the other things is we also teach you how to buy stuff in your self-directed Roth IRA. This is one of Harry and Victoria's deal. They put $1,000 down. This was a regular deal, right, Harry, or for you guys?
This was a equity deal. Had to pay for probate, had to find the brother, the heir. Made him a deal. I think he made 35,000 somewhere in that vicinity. And we found a buyer that wanted to live in it. So surprisingly, the Roth made $145,000 tax-free on a
Yeah.
$1,000 deposit.
And we talk about this when you do our 2-day quick start, right? So if you would have bought it in his normal LLC, just assuming, ordinary income, he would have wrote a check for 30 or 40 grand. That would have went to the government, right? That's extra money for marketing. It's extra money for other stuff, right? And that's just learning how to structure it. This was a deal that someone thought it would be a tear down. Yes, this is what you think it is. It's human and animal in there. We bought this for $125,000 in South Miami, and we wholesaled it to one of our buyers for a net profit of $235,000. This is still our record. This is Harry and Victoria's 2 duplexes. We're hoping that someone will beat this record. Harry almost didn't knock on their door and go out there. And again, I'm looking forward to someone beating this record, $265,000 through his Roth IRA. Again, same $1,000. So if you're keeping track, he made $400,000 on 2 deals, right? Here's a quick little video. Yeah, this is a quick little video what Nicole had to say after doing the 2-day quick start.
Hi, my name's Nicole Bergatti. I'm with Bergatti Properties, and I'm currently a full-time employee of CBRE. I'm events and meeting coordinator. And prior to starting the 2-day quick start course, I've always wanted to do real estate. I've always been interested in flipping homes and all that good stuff. And I knew Anish, and I knew that this is what he did. And he's so smart, and he knows real estate so well. And so I went ahead and just took the course, and I am so glad I did, because a couple months later, we ended up closing a deal that was worth $42,000. And that's great money. And now I have a few more deals in the pipeline, and I'm super excited about my investing future. And that wouldn't have been possible without Anish and his team. And I 100% recommend that you take this course, get started, and do it.
Yep, pretty good deal. That was just Nicole after doing our 2-day quick start, guys. So we do have 2 coaching programs, guys. We have our core program and our elite program. You're going to go ahead and want to book a discovery call because you're going to have a ton of questions. Our core program, I pay for software while you're in the program, and it's truly wholesaling. It's for 6 months. Your 2-day quick start's included. Our elite program is for 12 months. That is wholesaling and rehabbing. You'll actually work one-on-one with your mentor and our contractors, and I'll put up all the money for the deals, and we go 50-50 on the profit. We did talk about our 2-day quick start that's coming up. We keep the room small. It's cameras on. It's via Zoom. I know Vina just put also the links also for our 2-day quick start. So again, it's going to go over wholesaling, rehabbing, creative financing, AI, self-directed IRAs, off-market properties, double closings and assignments, REIFacs, gosh, also how to set up your corporation, and the best way to evaluate a house. And then my favorite, we're going to give you a real life example of a deal, and you guys are going to break out into teams. So it's going to be pretty awesome when it comes to it. Again, you're going to want to do it. The other important thing is I do a money back guarantee. After the first day, if you hang out for the full day and you say it's not for me, I will gladly give you your money back. So go ahead and take out your phone. You can either scan it, you can hit the link, you can book a discovery call. Thanks, Vina, for putting in the 5-star Google review. Make sure we'd love for you guys to give us a 5-star Google review, and just put one thing that you learned, today, because it really helps us really share our community and grow the community to the next level too. I do have the slide again for the third-party funding. You can go ahead and take out your phone and see what you qualify. I always agree what Marshall Silver tells me is that it's whenever you need the money, you can't have the money, right? You can't get the money. So it's always great to have access to money first. So some of our students are paying their whole education through Pathway Financial, right? They're getting funding from them. They're paying me, and then I'm putting up all the money for the deals. So that is all included. And as I mentioned, I do 100% money back guarantee. So again, we were talking about the beginner traps. The idea is I'm going to really take care of all those risks for you. I'm not going to let you fail or lose money on deals because it's my money too. So we do have a winner. Look, we're good on time. Look at this. We do have a winner for our 2-day quick start. And it's funny. He's already been to one. So Obi, it's you. So you could either attend again, Obi, or you could gift it. It's up to you, but you are our winner. And for the rest of you guys, right, it's $100 off until tomorrow. So you got to buy those tickets today for the quick start. And the same thing is to book a discovery call. We are starting to take 6 students per month. The reason we only take 6 students is we give you unlimited access to your mentors, right? There's a method to the madness, guys. So that is something that you guys have been thinking about it. And again, tomorrow we have our national speaker, Robert Mohan, doing a webinar tomorrow night at 7 p.m. We have our in-person meetings July 8th, our quarterly event at Nova University. And then we have our Saturday workshop July 11th. So we do have a lot of events throughout the summer. And Harry, any last words that you want to give our team?
Yeah, actually, when Victoria and I started this, we weren't interested in proverbially going back to school for 4 years and then learning how to do this. We just wanted someone to take our hand, tell us what to do. They weren't telling us to do anything illegal or immoral, but tell us what to do and we can correct as we go. So we jumped in the pool, the deep end with both feet and just followed the leader. That was very critical for us. And that's one of the things we found a tremendous benefit in this organization is they helped us to become that successful so much faster, answer the questions that we needed right away, and made it so simple. So hopefully you'll enjoy the ride with us and be on the cruise in February and so many other wonderful things that are going on. Welcome to the family.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Well, I want to thank you guys. The replay should be up in the next 24 hours. I hope to see you guys tomorrow night when Robert speaks, which he's awesome. You're going to love what he speaks tomorrow night. And hopefully we'll see you at our events on July 8th and July 11th. So thank you guys again. We'll see you soon. Go out there and get some deals, book a discovery call, and join our family at BPM. Bye.